Welcome to the stream. Good morning, good evening, or good morning and good evening wherever you are from. And welcome to the stream. My name is Karthik, and you are here on Karthik Bills, and I'm here working on an Alexa skill. Been a while since I streamed, so I just restarted my stream. Thanks for joining in. Let me just spend some time and set up my stuff. this is something, I mean, there we go. So what I need to do here though is, I think I need to take, oh, Kevin Evans is here. Hey Kevin, welcome to the stream. Let me just pop this out so I can have this nice little chat window here. So I can see the chats that are coming in. Hey Oxygen Box, welcome to the stream. Yep, I'm back to streaming, and been a while since I streamed. I think we were discussing yesterday, been almost like 2 or 3 months, but it's just the times, right? It's just I was down due to COVID and the other stuff. As in, I didn't have COVID, touch wood, but there was just a lot of COVID stuff around where I live, so I had to just take a break from streaming. Yes, I am back to streaming. Hey, welcome to the stream, TC. Good morning and good evening, everyone. I think it should be evening, Kevin and Oxygen, for you. Alright, so I think today I'm testing out a new setup, and by new setup I'm just talking about, like, yesterday I used Streamlab OBS, so it just did a lot of that stuff on the go, but I today went to OBS. I switched back to OBS, and OBS is what I'm using. So I hope everything is, OBS shows me a nice little green box at the bottom, so I'm assuming everything is good. But if you can't hear me, if you cannot see me properly, or if the video is not rendering at 720 pixels, please let me know. I did a lot of setup to get this right, so would love to get your feedback on this. You know what, there was this other thing. I'm not sure why this is not working at all. This used to work properly before, but yesterday, so I have this alert box here. Okay, audio is a little bit low, so maybe what I can do is maybe increase the volume slightly. Oh, okay, you know what, I can actually increase the volume here. Maybe this should work. Oxygen Box, let me know if this is better. So I do have like this small box here, so which is like, you know, it sensor follow stuff, but for some weird reason, and I don't know why, yeah, yesterday Kevin Evans subscribed. Thanks for the subscription, Kevin, really appreciate it. Kevin Evans subscribed during the stream. Did you subscribe during the stream, Kevin? Not sure, but yeah, so there was just this subscription that Kevin did, but for some reason I just cannot see that. I see that on my Twitch stream, on my Twitch dashboard, but when I see here, I can't see it in the recent events. I don't know why, but thanks for that subscription, Kevin. Really appreciate it. Yeah, not sure why this is not showing up here, but yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that out. Okay. Not sure why it did not show up, but thanks for the subscription, Kevin. So let's jump right into it. Let's not waste a lot of time on this. So yesterday, and every time I say this word yesterday, I immediately launch into the Beatles song. Like, I say yesterday, and then the next words that come into my mind is all my troubles seem so far away. But yeah, so yesterday what we did was we cleaned up some part of the code base. We were just getting reacquainted with the code base, and we added some break tags after certain sentences. Oh, you did not have to do that, Kevin, but I mean, thank you so much. But yeah, thanks for the sub, Kevin. I think that works. We could have just tested this just added follow buttons for the test buttons, but really appreciate it, Kevin. So what we were going to do today is, I think one, we need to start setting up local debugging. We are spending a lot of time compressing the code and deploying it, and just get the back end working. Um, we need to work on saving the user's performance to the database. And just for context, AuctionBox, what we are building is, we are going back to the game that we've been building, which is Wordcatcher. And basically what Wordcatcher does is, every week it will have a thematic puzzle. Every day you get like a puzzle which adds up to like the biggest puzzle on Sunday, and you get equal points based on how it works. Oh, hey, Gold Zulu, welcome to the stream. Gold Zulu, what time is it in there? I think it should be like time in London. That should be like 1:50 a.m. My goodness, Gold Zulu, are you like a late sleeper, or did you just wake up for my stream? If you woke up for my stream, really humbled. But if not, please go and sleep. You can watch this on demand later on. I don't think Gold Zulu ever sleeps. I've never seen him sleep. And yeah, Gold Zulu is a vampire. Welcome to the stream, Gold Zulu. I hope you are doing safe and staying healthy. Oh, you got a buzz. Oh, okay. For what it's worth, I disable all the notifications on my computer and on my devices. The only notifications I have are like just the important things. But yeah, I do not have notifications on. That is correct. So that's what we are doing. So I think what we will start doing is, and what we are aiming to do is, I want to start saving the user's performance to the DB. So basically, if a user has answered today's question, we want to save it to the database, and the next time the user says open Wordcatcher on the same day, we're going to say, hey, you answered the question for the day, do you want to answer for it for the week? And if they answer it for the week, if they've answered it for the week, at least for today, we'll just tell them that, hey, okay, you're done, right? So I think that's what we are planning to do. So set up local debugging, start saving user performance to the DB, and depending on users' performance for the day, surface the right message. That is what we are going to build. So this would include a bit of DynamoDB, so we'll get started with that. And yes, I think the very first thing to do is to set up local debugging. I kind of disagree with you there, Gold Zulu. I think you should get some really good sleep, and I would highly recommend you read this book called as Why We Sleep. It's a really good book. I think, yeah, by Matthew Walker. I definitely suggest that you should read this book. This has changed my perception of sleep, and I sleep like 8 hours a day. I sleep whenever I can sleep. So my wife hates me for that. My wife really hates it when I'm like, I can just sleep like that. Like, if you just ask me to sleep on, like right now, if someone told me just go and sleep, I just go and sleep. I can sleep any time of the day. Gold Zulu. I know I sound like your psychiatrist. Oh man, I think that's a very toxic culture, AuctionBox, to say that sleep is for sissies. I think sleep is for strong people. God, I can keep talking about sleep. I love sleep. Yeah, if I sound like your psychiatrist, Gold Zulu, that would be $5. But yes, please go and sleep. I'm just kidding, but please go and sleep. Yeah. I'm not sure what. Oh, polyphasic sleep. I'm not sure what is Uberman though. What is Uberman? What is the number? Ooh. Oh, ultra triathlon. I've always wanted to do like a marathon, not a triathlon though, but it sounds interesting. Okay, let's get into this. So for local debugging, I have this article on the Alexa blog. I usually follow that. Yeah, this one, and I think this one is from Satwik. So yeah, we will be using ngrok, and we do have ngrok set up, but I think now the SDK itself supports local debugging. So let me just, this one is slightly, yeah, I think this one is what we need, right? Yep. So let's go in here. So basically what happens is they have like this, okay, let me just, in the Alexa, what's happening? Okay, I think I need to go to github.com/Alexa/Alexa cookbook, and inside tools, inside local debuggers, for JavaScript. Please use the ask, which provides some more end-to-end integration with yeah, I think I do have the ask toolkit. Do I have the ask toolkit? I should have it. Yeah, there we go. Yep, I do have the toolkit. Do I have the latest one though? Yeah, it's enabled, it looks like. So let's do it with ask toolkit local debugging. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So this is what we want. So test skills in Visual Studio Code. Before you test your skill in you must add a configuration. So let's go and add in a configuration. So create a launch.json file for your skill. If you don't already have one, open the run menu and choose add configuration. So let's go in here, run menu, add configuration, and then I have to choose Node.js, I guess. Node.js, yes. This action adds a launch.json to your file. Yep, it did. You should see code similar to the following example. Yeah, I can. Add the Alexa debugger configuration to your launch.json file. If you haven't already, open the run menu and then choose add configuration. Oops. Run menu, add configuration, and Alexa skills. There we go. So I think what does, okay, so wait a minute. Yeah, so the program still remains the same. The code still remains the same. I think now we have this arguments, and we do have this PWA node as well. We still this have, yep, we still have this. In the Alexa debugger configuration, specify the Alexa region where your developer account resides. Okay, this looks like this has changed recently. Let me see how to do that. Okay. I think I should be in the EU. Hosting your skilled resources. Okay, fine. The default region is North America. Add or edit valid regions are FE. Okay. If I'm on IN, that is Europe, so I should be in Europe. Yep. So my marketplace is IN. So I'm going to go here, change this NA to EU, right? And that's that. Is that all? I do not want to register to enable audio output. I don't want to, okay, in the simulator. I think this is the simulator stuff, so I'm going to skip all this because I still want to use this simulator. I kind of feel like this has changed to a point where even the local testing happens on the Visual Studio Code, as in they have a simulator as well, which is good. Let's see, open simulator. I think this is where it comes from. Skill stage development. So to open the run menu and start debugging. Right, let's try and see what happens if I click on run and start debugging. Okay, I think I should remove this, right? I don't need this, do I? Run, start debugging, open launch.json, after debug failed. I do not want to do these steps because I'm still okay with using this testing setup, which is basically the simulator here. I just want to have the backend here. So do I need to fill? Okay. I think I need to fill up all these things. Lambda / index.js workspace folder skill entry file, handler name, skill ID from workspace. So let's just try and give the skill ID, right? Let's see if that works out. So just copy the skill ID from the dashboard, but that's okay. Let's open it up. Okay, I think skill ID and the token is working fine. Why does the document not mention any of these things? Okay, find the Alexa region. It just mentions that I should just add the launch.json file. There's nothing else. Oh, Let My People Code is here. Hey Greg, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing safe and staying healthy. And Jeff used to work for the Alexa team, but now Jeff is over at... I'm so bad at this, Jeff. I forgot the company that you moved to. I'm sorry, but there's been a lot on my mind, so I forgot where you moved to, but yep. Jeff's into a new team, live person. Yes, I knew that it had something to do with people. So yes, Jeff is, Greg is in there. Welcome to the stream, Greg. I am working on a game, on an Alexa game, and trying to set up local debugging. And I know Greg spoke on local debugging quite a bit. He gave a couple of sessions as well. He spoke at the India community on local debugging, and I'm just trying to figure out where I'm stuck right now. I do not want to do all these steps. No. Oh yeah, are you going to Twitch too, Greg? You know what? Simulate skill. Why is this not working? Yeah, I think I should just go back to using the cookbook one. This is too difficult. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. I've just spent. Yeah, this always worked. I'm not sure why this is not working. Skill deploy status. Oh, you got approved to do new LinkedIn Live. Oh, that's nice. I think Greg meant LinkedIn Gold Zulu. I've never streamed on LinkedIn. I'm not sure how you stream to LinkedIn though. Okay, I think we've spent enough time on this and I do not want to start. So let's just go back and use the old copy itself. Yeah, let's just go to the file. Oh hey, I see a familiar face there. Greg. Local debugger. Let's just use this local debugger. Is this the same one as this one? Oh, you have to apply to stream to live LinkedIn. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, this is what we want. Even though this is deprecated, let's just go ahead with that. I do not want to spend a lot of time on this. Script in the root of your skills project directory, right? So what I'm going to do here is skill package. New file. Local debugger.js. And let's just paste this, right? And now, yeah, now what we need to do is open up the terminal and try projects and grok. Okay, we do have ngrok, so I think we should just start ngrok http 3001. Okay. There we go. This is my ngrok URL. So let's just copy this. Oops, what did I do? There we go. This is what we needed. Let's copy it and then let's go in here, go to my endpoint, and here let's go to HTTPS and let's just put this, and I believe my development endpoint is a subdomain of a domain that has a wildcard from a certificate authority, and then just click on save endpoints, right? Now once we're done with that, let's just go back, and then I think I need to start your debugger, start debugging your skill. You will need to add a launch configuration. You can do this from debug, add configuration. So let's go in here Add configuration. I think the configuration is already here. So this is configurations. Paste the below file. Let's just copy paste it as is this. Yeah. And when you are ready to start debugging, be sure to update the program path to the local debugger.js file. Yep. Is that okay? We just need to, you know what? Let's just rename this local dash debugger. Okay. And skill entry file to your lambda file. So what I need to do in that case is do a workspace root. I think I need to put in a workspace root / lambda / index.js. Right? When you're ready to start debugging, start the debugger from the menu by select debug, start debugging. Oops, cannot find module ask SDK code. What's up with that? Do I need to do like a npm install or something? Okay, this looks okay. Oh, okay, wrong slash, did you say? I use a right slash, right? I have to use a forward slash. Yeah, I have to use a forward slash. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. I think let's just do this, right? Did I save the endpoints though? Okay, let's go and test it here. I'm going to say open Wordcatcher. Okay, okay. I did get request, so this is working. Wait a minute. Wait, we are exposing port 3001, right? That's what we did. Yeah. We need to just let's try this again. Oops, not npm install. Start debugging. Wordcatcher. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? Yep. That's a good find. So I think we need to put like this. There you go. Okay. And let's do this for this as well. Is that what we need to do? Why is this giving me an error though? Okay. This is weird. Yeah, so what's happening here is, for some reason, I need to change this to like single quotes. What happens if I change this to single quotes? solve the issue? I don't know, I'm just going out on a limb here. Let's try and see if this works. Let's try putting in couple. Okay, I hope that works good too. Let's see. Okay, I haven't done this ever before on Windows, so that's why. On this issue, right? Let's save this. Let's hope it works. And I think it's working. No, it's not working. I'm not sure why it's saying persistence error. Why is it trying to? Could not create table, missing region in config. Yeah, on Mac it just works, right? Why is it looking for config? Okay. Ask lambda schema ask stage.json. Yeah, where exactly is it missing Gold Zulu? I do not see a config file. There used to be a config file before. $ask/config, right? I thought this is what that means. So I'm looking for that config file. Oh, you mean my AWS config? Okay, let's see. Cat. Okay, let me just pull this out. Yeah. Cat. So I just pull this off screen. Okay, I don't know why I'm doing cat config. Okay. What is the okay, let me just open this up in code dot and here dot config this one AWS config. Okay, so right now I think we have our region www.amazon.com. I believe we have our region on EU. What's happening? Why is this not working? Yeah. Yeah, the DynamoDB adapter uses AWS config to figure that out. But here's the thing, I already have, okay, let me put in my authentication code. I need to pull this off screen for a minute. Go, logged in. And what's happening? I'm not sure what's happening today. For some weird reason, this doesn't seem to be moving up. Okay, so we are on US East 1, and if you look at this Gold Zulu, my .aws config does have the region defined. The region is US East 1. So my AWS has the region set up. I kind of feel like maybe I use this. So basically, I use this terminal called as Starship, and Starship has some of these things, but I don't think Starship AWS is picking it up from here. Let me just check what's happening on credentials too. Could not create missing region in config. Let's Google for this error though. Pretty sure I have a feeling oh okay, I think I saw somewhere here. No, this is not what we are looking for. Okay, the amount of time we are going to spend on setting up local debugging, I think has now far exceeded the time it would have taken if we deployed the code and tested it on Lambda itself. I don't know why I do this. But it looks like this is an issue with, the config has region saved. The .aws/config has region is equal to US East 1. What else might we be doing wrong? I kind of feel like, is this the right error though? We are looking for local debugger.js. That is correct. Port number is 3001. The skill entry file is also correct. personal/wordcatcher/lambda/index.js, and lambda handler is handler. Starting the server on this port. As soon as I turn on the stream, it will work. I doubt that though. Kevin, are you using the right profile? Yep, that's an interesting question. So I've got like 2 profiles. Let me again pull this back. I have 2 profiles, right? I do have DynamoDB. You know what? I do have DynamoDB persistence adapter, but have I used this? Yeah, it's a custom adapter for sure. So this is, you have this persistence adapter. So this is there's a persistence adapter. We're calling the table name. I need to specify the table region as well. You mean something like this? Region US East 1, something like this. I've never done that before. And and you know what, I actually do have the table as well. Maybe we'll just delete the table and see what happens. Let's delete the table and see what happens if that works. Okay, there we go. Let's try and run debugging now. Nope, still gives me a missing. Okay, so if this is DynamoDB persistence adapter, right? Let's go and see what so DynamoDB persistence adapter asks for the table name, partition key name, attributes name, create table, DynamoDB client. There's no region here, right? There's no region here. And okay, so is the AWS or SDK also part of this? Yeah. You know what? I have an idea where this might be an issue. Let me just. That's okay, Golzulu. You're helping out for sure. You know what? I kind of feel I know where I'm going wrong. Yeah, this one is here, right? See the access key H. The last activity was today. So let's do this. I had an additional profile, so I'm deleting that profile. You cannot see this because this is offline. Oh, it might be in your GitHub. Okay, let's just see that though. github.com/goldzulu. So basically, what I did is I just removed any other profiles I had just to ensure that this is working fine. Okay, so this runs start debugging. Does deleting it work? No. Is there anything specific in here, Goldzulu, that you would want me to look at? Now, here's what we are going to do, right? The credentials, I think we just save this. Okay. So I'm pretty sure this is calling from the AWS SDK, and the AWS SDK. I feel like the AWS SDK might be getting it from the profiles. So DynamoDB from AWS SDK, DynamoDB, there we go, DynamoDB, and I feel like this would be getting it from the profiles. I think the profile might be correct, right? You know what? I just realized something. Let me just check. Just open this up. What I'm going to do here is go to ask, and let's look at my ask config. Yep. So my ask config is perfect as well. I'm using the Windows CLI AWS profile, which is, so we are using the right profile, right? Oh, you know what? Just give me a second, folks. Windows _ CLI region is equal to US East 1. Let's try this now. Run start debugging. So what I did was I went to the AWS config. So this was how it was before, right? Default US East 1. Oops, I didn't mean to show that. But Okay, so this was the config. So what I did was I just changed this to Windows CLI, right? So I just changed this to Windows underscore CLI, Windows underscore CLI, which is the profile that we are using. If this doesn't work, I think we should just okay, now we see something different. Okay, waiting for debugger to disconnect. Missing region. Okay, could not create table. Now we are seeing something different. Waiting for the debugger to disconnect. Debugger attached. Could not create table. Missing region in config. Yeah, we've reached somewhere. So could not create table, missing region in config. I feel this is like the AWS error. So let's look at AWS error SDKs. Missing region in config. The error occurs, okay, within the Alexa SDK on the get call is not properly recognized for the Node.js. This error occurs because the region set in AWS config is not properly recognized by the Node.js SDK for AWS. To work around this, just make an explicit call to configure the region like so. Okay. Do I do it like within my code? But why should I do that? Okay, I think we are getting somewhere. So let's just open this up in a different tab. Okay, so now should I just I think that's what I need to do, but I'm kind of I wanted to avoid that. I can't want to see why it would not pick it up, but I guess we don't have any. So let's just do AWS is equal to require AWS/SDK, and that's already imported. And then, like this gentleman here said, use the AWS config.update. Just do an AWS config update. We can change the region later, and let's just see the bare minimum if this works. Or do we need to define DynamoDB as well? Okay, I'm not sure what's happening though. Why is this? You know what? Wait a minute. Run, start debugging. Here's the weird part, right? The debugger was not working before. It says sometimes it says no debugger available, cannot send variables. But sometimes, what happens if I just say run without debugging? Okay. This error occurs because the region set in AWS config is not properly recognized by the Node.js SDK. Yeah, that is here gold zero. So we have that persistence adapter somewhere here, and I had put in the region here. Maybe I should remove this region. Okay, should I just try and see? Let's just try and remove this, because this is not even a constructor, so that's not going to affect. Is this not working? Cannot create table, Wordcatcher dev, missing region in config. Okay. Just make an explicit call. Okay, let's just do this, right? So we've done that. Right? Yes, maybe if we want, we can just call this as constant. Right, that's okay. Do we have AWS SDK? Yeah, we do have AWS SDK, right? Yeah, my skill is working with the without the debugger. It does work without the debugger. Like if I package all of this and deploy to Lambda, this works perfectly fine. It was working till yesterday. Today we are just trying out local debugging, and I feel like, yeah, so we do have required SDK. Let me just check package.json. We have AWS SDK. Yeah, it should be included. So let's just try and run right now. Nope, this is not working. Be sure to call this before processing any emails with the Alexa SDK, that is before calling alexa.execute. Should we do something like, okay, let's just try this. I know this sounds super weird, but let's try and do this. What happens if we call it right before persistence factor? Is that something that would help us? No. Is there something wrong with the table name though? No. Nothing wrong with the table name. Wow. I don't know why this is happening. Thanks for the link, Goldzilu. Really appreciate it. But I keep getting missing region error. I know this, but I had the same problems a few days ago. Okay, DynamoDB local, no. Exist. Yeah. Yeah, I think oh, you mean Right. Got it, got it. So what you mean is basically set up this. I think that's an interesting thing to try. Folks, just give me like a couple of minutes. I'm just going to be right back. Just give me a couple of seconds. All right, I am back. You know what? I think so. What this looks like is basically, so if I had to diagnose this problem, so I think it looks like, because we are trying to run this entire index.js locally, right? So the local debugger.js takes care of running your index.js, that entire lambda function. It's like it runs a serverless function on your computer, right? But what it doesn't do is that it doesn't handle the DynamoDB parts of it, which is why we are kind of getting an error around on DynamoDB. Which reminds me, now that I stumbled into this, and Gulzulu, thanks for that link. Greg, I'm not sure, Greg, if you are around on the stream, but Greg had also done something around a local persistence adapter, if I'm not mistaken. I think Greg had done something on that as well. Okay, so what it looks like is we need to set up DynamoDB locally on our computer, and if we set that up, then our Lambda function will start to work, and our DynamoDB stuff will also start to work, but all of that will run locally. I think that's okay. right? So let's just go download DynamoDB for free from one of the following locations. Okay. Yeah, if you're doing locally, I think that's where we are kind of having an issue. Let's just download from Mumbai. Downloads, save. Let's unzip this. Okay. Jar file. On other platforms that support Java, shouldn't the jar file just work like it? Greg's persistent adapter is using the local file system. Let me check that too. I think Greg had that on letmypeoplecode.com or something like that. Let's see if Greg, if you're around and if you can pass that link, would really appreciate. Letmypeoplecode.com. Yeah, there we go. Greg had a relative parts. I also developed a local persistence adapter. I'm okay using a local persistence adapter. Okay, so the local persistence adapter had a bug. Okay, so I think you submitted a fix. Do you know where that link is? How do I go about? Because now I use DynamoDB. Yeah, for this, right, I think we need, okay, in the cookbook, let's go and check in the cookbook. It's in the cookbook, let's see. Cookbook, should be in the tools, I'm guessing, local persistence. Yeah, I think this is what we are looking to do. Okay, so let's try this. Install the JS Shaft 512 package into your project local environment. Okay, JS Shaft 512. Let's do it. Yes, npm install JS Shaft 512. We've done that, and what do we do next? I think then you decide if you want to, if you use to shorten it, the user ID you receive to make it less likely to not your system's maximum path length. Copy the local file to your main project folder, the same where your index.js is. Okay, so that means inside the Lambda folder, let's create a file. We call this as the local underscore persist.class.js. Is that the name of the file? Yeah. Class.js, right? And what we are going to do here is just copy this entire file, raw, Control C, there we go. You know what? Yeah, I think the local persistence adapter, I think we need exclusively DynamoDB, right? So I like where we are going with this, but I kind of feel like we might be limited in the sense that if we are DynamoDB, we'll be making some DynamoDB related code. We will be building some Dynamo related code. And that's where I think this would fall short, because this is a local persistent adapter and all the code that we will be writing would be this, right? If it was an S3 persistence adapter, I think that's fine. Right, because that makes sense, Gold Zulu. So if it's here's where I'm coming from, right? I'm trying to build. I'm not going to be using just the persistence adapter. I will be fetching data from 2 or 3 different tables from DynamoDB. At least right now we are starting with one table, but if we want to use multiple tables, I think that's something that we will be looking into. But now, if I were to use, Gold Zulu, correct me if I'm wrong, if I were to use 2 or 3 tables, I don't think the local persistence adapter would help me out there. Would it? Because I want to have like a couple of tables, and I actually need to call code which would get it from different tables. So it's not just a single table, it's going to be multiple tables. It's not just a persistence adapter based on the user's ID. It would be a bit different. Yeah, I think we need to set up the DynamoDB one. Yeah. But now, how to run a jar file on Windows. We are learning all sorts of things today, folks. All sorts of things. Add Java to Windows. Yeah, I do have Java. In order to run Java file, you need to add Java to Windows. Okay, you do have Java, right? Let me bring this up on the screen. Java dash version. Okay. Why did that not work? Yeah, so if it's local, we use the local one. If it's remote, we use the remote one. Click here to download the latest one. Let's download Java. I'm not sure why this keeps happening to me though on my internet. Java download. Please don't ask me to restart the computer though. I hope it doesn't ask me to restart the computer. Install. Okay, install Java. And okay. Yeah, tell me about it, Gold Zulu. It's just a lot of problems. But yeah, I think if we get this working, we would learn how to set up. What happened? Was that supposed to do something? I'm not sure. extract the contents and copy the. Okay. It's not like you just need to click and it would start working. Okay. Damn. Let's copy this. Go to D drive. Go to projects. Let's just put it in projects. DynamoDB local path, and then D drive. CD projects. I hope my terminal font is visible to you folks. Then what we need to do here is, wait a minute. There you go. Yeah, Java. Okay. CD DynamoDB _ local latest. Okay. Now here, what I need to do is Java d java.library.path is equal to /DynamoDB local _ lib -jar DynamoDB local.jar shared db. Oh god, the term Java is not recognized. Okay. Do I need to open like a command prompt? CMD? Yeah, let's do it here. Let's copy this. Copy. Okay, CD. Projects. CD projects / CD DynamoDB local latest, and does it work now? Whew. Okay. Okay, so it's trying to initialize DynamoDB local with the following configuration, and it's failed to bind to 8000. Address is already in use, but what is using the 8000 port? Ngrok is using 3001, if I'm not mistaken. Is Ngrok using 3001? Yeah. Who is using 8000 port? Is OBS Studio using 3001? Sorry. 8000, okay. This looks like pretty easy stuff. Okay, so there we go. Uses port 8000 by. I'm not downloading anything on Bollywood Gold Zulu. No Bollywood torrent servers running here. For a complete list of DynamoDB runtime, including port, enter this command. Okay. Let's do one thing, right? Control C. Let's do port 25. Did that work? Yeah, I ran it on a port, random port 2525. I hope it should work. Now okay, So now before you can access, okay, so I think it's running. The DynamoDB local server is running. It's running on port 2525. Now what I need to do is check that it is, you will have to pass it through your code to DynamoDB persistence adapter constructor. Your code should look something like this. Right. Okay, this makes sense. So let's just copy this, and what we are going to do here is, wow, all of this just to make this stuff run, right? Localhost 2525. Start my access key ID, my secret access key, my region. Okay, US East 1, US East 1. Let me just pull this offline for a second so that I can add it. Let's see, yes, dot credentials access key. Yeah, I'm trying to use my access key from the same CLI. Would that work? Let's see. I mean, I hope it works. Access key, and there we go. We have a secret access key as well. Let's put that in there, right? So I put that up somewhere up top. Yeah, don't get it why locally you still have to add access key. So basically what this says is, before you can access DynamoDB programmatically, you must configure your credentials to enable authorization for your applications. Maybe because, that's a good point. Requires any credentials. I think it's because if you want to use anything for AWS, so basically what I'm trying to say is, if you are using the AWS, terminal functions, the command line functions, I think they require access key, and maybe that's why. And so what they are basically saying is this needs to be configured. And what do they mean by fake my key ID? If I put in any ID, would it work? Maybe worth trying, but we'll try that later. Now, require ask SDK DynamoDB persistence adapter. We've defined the DynamoDB persistence adapter at top. Let me just go and confirm. I cannot show that because I've added my ask SDK DynamoDB persistence adapter. Yep. Now, what I need to do here, at the bottom right, let me just remove this, right? We don't need this anymore. And table name done, create table done, and DynamoDB client. I think we need to add this DynamoDB client, right? Wait a minute. This is the persistence. Yeah, there is a persistence adapter, has a DynamoDB client. So did I put the right variable name? Sorry, I'm just my DynamoDB. Yeah. Keep moving this again and again, but let's see if this works. My DynamoDB. Is that all we need to do? Okay. Start debugging. The ID and access key looks like those for the IAM, AWS IAM user. Oh yeah, TC. So basically what we were trying to do is we deployed, so what we found is we were trying to run the skill locally, and it got an error at the DynamoDB code. It had an error with that, so we had to install DynamoDB locally. We tried a lot of things with local persistence adapter, but none of those worked. So what we are doing right now is we are installing DynamoDB locally, and basically defining. So this is what we are looking at. So this person basically did a endpoint. So what we want, if you are running DynamoDB locally, and that's what GoldZulu was saying, why do you need an access key and secret access key? And I think the reason for that is because AWS terminal commands, the CLI, AWS CLI commands by default accept and request access key ID and secret access key. That's why. And so what we were kind of wondering was whether if I just put in fake ID, would it work? And that's something that we'll check. But it looks like the server is working. So let me just go ahead and try open Wordcatcher one more time. There we go. So that worked a GoldZulu. I think, oh, perfect. This works perfect. Yeah, there we go. So we've got local debugging set up, and we've got DynamoDB locally set up as well. So all we needed to do to set up DynamoDB locally was, so all you need to do is go to this link, which is, let me just paste this in the chat as well. So basically what we need to do is go and download DynamoDB locally on your computer, and once you download it, install Java on your computer and run this command. Now while running this command, we found out that we did not have the 8000 port open, so I just ran a command with port 2025, something like this, right? Yeah, /port 2025. And once I did that, that's it. Back to my code. In my code, let me just come back here, and what I'm going to do here is, let's try this one, just because GoldZulu said fake key. Let's see if this works. Fake secret access key. Okay, so this is what we are doing now. So I've removed my access keys from there. So this is the code I have written here. I have written AWS is equal to require AWS SDK, and DynamoDB is equal to aws.dynamodb. Endpoint is localhost 2525. Access key ID is fake key. Secret access key is fake secret access key. Region and API version. Now let's try and run this. Start debugging. Okay, so if that is all, let's just exit this and let's try it again. There we go. So that works as well. So I think GoldZulu, you do not have to put in a real access key there for sure, right? You can put in a fake access key for that to work out, right? And I think now, okay, that was I got creeped out because I felt like someone was speaking, and I was like, who's that speaking? And then I realized it was just Alexa speaking. So yeah, so you can put in any access key. You do not have to put in like a real access key. So that is sorted out as well. There we go. So I think we now have a local debug stuff, and we've set up everything locally. Everything is working fine, and this is super cool. I think we need to just write some code where we would say that, hey, if it is the local one, run on this. If this is production one, run on the DynamoDB from the, from my account, right? What else needs to be done here? So we've gotten this request and everything running up. So this is good. I think that's all the time that we have for today. we spent quite a bit of time, I think roughly around 1.5 hours today, just to set up local debugging. But on the brighter side, we figured out how to install DynamoDB locally, and we learned quite a bit of stuff about running local debugging on Windows. So pretty productive session that way. I think we've learned quite a bit of stuff. So that brings us to today's work log. So let's open up today's work log. Yeah, so what's the date today? Today is 6/1. Oh, happy June, everyone. Setting up local debugging, installing local DynamoDB. That's what we did today, right? And what was important was this link that Gold Zulu shared with us. Link, there we go. And so important links is this. And then if you decide not to use DynamoDB though, so the reason why we are using DynamoDB is I plan to use like at least 1 or 2 tables in the future. So that's why I kind of stuck to DynamoDB persistence adapter. But if you want to use a local persistence adapter, Greg, who was also on the stream, Greg wrote this really good, I think we just need to open this up. Yeah. Greg has this really good post which is basically about 5 tips for setting up local debugging for Alexa skills, which is something that I would highly recommend. Test this out, right? So this is there are some really good stuff in there. And what we also did was we did not go the VS Code the latest toolkit, because that looked slightly more complicated and we did not want to spend all the time there. So what we did finally was we ran our own local debugger.js. This is the file that is responsible for running the Lambda code offline. Then we have a local persist. I don't think we need a local persist class now. This is something Greg had made. If you are using the local persistence adapter like the file system, we are not going to be using that. We are still going to be using DynamoDB. So yeah, with that, I think we've done quite a bit of work today. This looks super interesting, and I think that should be it. We spent a lot of time, but so thankful that all of you joined in today. Gold Zulu, TC, Kevin, AuctionBox, and Greg as well. Thank you so much for joining in, folks. Really appreciate all of you joining in and listening to me work on stuff. Thank you so much for joining in, folks. That's it for today, and tomorrow we are going to continue with writing stuff to the local database, and that's where we'll pick up things. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining in. See you folks tomorrow. Bye bye.